It has been a long journey, no doubt. My weight loss journey. It started about a year ago, a little bit more than a year ago. Before I got bladder cancer last year, I probably 3 or 4 months before that started a diet, and it appears that the starting the diet is actually what revealed the bladder cancer. When I really started to get serious about my dieting, I started to get really sick and started to vomit. So that's when I decided to stop drinking pop and take different steps toward my health. Well, I got sidetracked when I got cancer. So when I got cancer, I just went full speed ahead when it came to health, and I'm just now just letting off of it. You can see through this transition, the left side. And I'm gonna tell you right off the bat, the left side was quite a long time ago. I mean, that was like 20 years ago. But I always like to say that was my biggest. I was about 320 pounds there, when I can tell. So lifetime. Now from last year, when I first started to really get healthy, I've lost like 50 pounds, 166 to maybe more than that. It's just really hard to say because everything kind of blends together after you lose this much weight. And I've even lost weight since this picture. I don't have a really recent picture, but 60, close to 100 pounds. Let's just say. I don't like to focus on it. But I wanted to take everybody through my refrigerator a little bit and give you an idea for how I did this. I actually started off on the keto diet. Sugar was my biggest problem. So I cut out sugar almost completely. Cancer helped that because sugar is not good for cancer, and there's a lot of information out there on sugar and cancer. You check it out for yourself, but I just quit it, and it was beneficial in a lot of different ways. So you're going to find some of this stuff is not mine. It belongs to my wife, but like his Carb Master milk, I have certain, I really don't do like animal fat, lactose, things like that. This Cool Whip is mine because it doesn't have sugar, alcohol in it. You're going to have to fine tune your diet, of course. But liquid egg whites, awesome, low in fat. You can see they're 25 calories per serving. I actually have a cup of this stuff pretty much every morning, along with some oatmeal. Doesn't really add up to too much. You get rid of the yolk, you get rid of the fat. There's a Diet Pepsi back there. I don't, really drink a lot of pop, but here's some caffeine energy drinks. I kind of have to have these. I'm trying to go to Whole Foods, but it's proves very difficult in a capitalistic society. So there's Silk Almond that gets me past the lactose thing. I'm not sure if I'm lactose intolerant or not, but it just not a lot of animal fats. Probably just good practice. So there's my Cool Whip. That's one of the only sweet things I get. I get 5 Hour Energies. Those things really help at the gym. No cream cheese. I do get olives, even though I cut down on vegetable fats as well. Those things. I've found yogurts, just, yogurt, sour cream, stuff like that. You really want to cut down your fat. Cheeses. And then when you get down, that cheese drawer, I don't open very much. You get down to this area would be mine. I get a lot of leftovers. Keep in mind, if you go towards vegetarianism, you will have a lot of leftovers, and that's good because you're going to eat a lot of vegetables. There's some sweet potatoes. Right there, I have like pinto beans. Sweet potatoes and pinto beans make up a good portion of my protein that I don't get out of chicken and turkey. I would eat chicken and turkey, but I have a bad digestive reaction to animal fat, so I just cut it all off. I'm not like a vegan or anything. Here's some zucchini that I cooked the other day. Great stuff. Just put it in the oven, cut it in half, and put it directly in the oven. Put some salt and pepper on it, whatever. It was great. Turmeric too. Try some turmeric. It's a turmeric powder. Onion, of course. I've only recently gone on this vegetarian thing. Jello. It proves to be pretty beneficial for kind of a sweet tooth, if you want to call it that. I guess it kind of sucks to call any of this a sweet tooth, but when it comes to my my door, my sauces and stuff. I don't get a lot of mayo. Once again, the fat, and try to cut down the fat. Wasabi's good. Um, this sugar alcohol, monk fruit, if you guys can handle it, great. Don't get too much of it. It causes great stomach upset if you get too much of it. When you go on a diet, you want to get a lot of this stuff. Keep an eye on the sugar-free. I believe this stuff has erythritol in it, and erythritol can be, I'm going to say, a laxative. I try my best to just stay away from anything processed, if at all humanly possible. But that stuff's great. Sugar-free jellies also have erythritol. Be careful, but they are 0 calories, 10 calories, very low. There's some Hershey's chocolate syrup there, the sugar-free chocolate syrups. Pretty good, sugar-free, or actually they got erythritol or sucralose, another sugar alcohol. You could go light mayonnaise. I'm still trying not to get any animal fat. Soy sauce, good. Olives, good. I've found that vegetable fat does not affect me like animal fat does. Stay away from sugar. Watch your fat. Get your protein and balance everything. That's one of the biggest things. I just get a ton of vegetables. These sugar-free sauces are great. Check them out. Anything sugar-free in the sugar-free line at the store, there's a ton of it now. From back in the day, there's hardly none. Tomato ketchup. I mean, if you don't want to eat any sugar, you definitely have the opportunity to do that. My vegetable drawer, avocados I stay away from because of the fat, but tomatoes, I eat a ton of tomatoes, just raw. Onions, of course. I've been going with green peppers and onions just kind of as a base lately, since I've been eating primarily vegetables. This chicken here, if you need protein, that's the absolute best thing, chicken and turkey. Chicken, turkey, and fish, but I'm not eating it. Blueberries, awesome. Fruits, vegetables, grains, mixed fruits are fine. They're a little bit high in sugar, so watch them. There is a program called Carb Master that I use. Get it. Keep track of every single bit of your food intake, your exercise, food diary, if you will. But that is the fridge. And my freezer ends up being just a bit empty, really. I think that frozen things just don't end up really aligning with dieting. It's just really processed. I do have some. Those blueberries are pretty good. They're minimal on ingredients. That meat down there, I just really will not eat. Not that I don't want it, but once you get away from it, you kind of realize that you don't really want it. You definitely don't need it. I still lift all the time, and these things actually I want to share. As far as like low calorie snacks, I've gotten extremely inventive with. This is a date with coconut sugar chocolate chips, sugar-free Cool Whip, almond chips, cocoa powder, PB2, all natural ingredients. Each of these might be about 50 calories for a snack. You put it in the freezer and oh man, it's like the first thing I've had that's even close to a Snickers bar in forever. So that's my fridge. As far as the contents of my cupboard are concerned, there is some bee pollen there. That's good for a sugar substitute if you want something that's, I guess it's a little bit less impact than regular sugar. I've tried like so many different things because I thought I was diabetic at first and it turned out I was not. So I was started off on the keto diet, and it's a great way to lose weight. So mess with your sugars and see what type of sugars that you can get other than abstinence, because you can get just a small amount of sugar. You just have to be responsible with it. This carob powder I found at an Amish market down south. I'm not really 100% sure exactly what it is. I know that I had it when I was a kid. My grandfather used to have it for his diet. He was diabetic. I think it's some kind of a bark or something. I'll try to look that up. I was not prepared to to tell you, but it's a chocolate substitute, and it doesn't taste a whole lot like chocolate, but it is reminiscent. I suggest trying it. It's very cheap. PB2, of course, this is actually a Walmart version of it that has no added sugar. I'd rather do that, and especially when you're on the keto, you know, you might want to do that. PB2 itself, the name brand, has added sugar. This is some pea protein that I use when I work out. I really can't handle like the ISO protein drinks, and I like to have these protein drinks from when I work out. They do give me energy, and I think they increase my gains a little bit. So I recently found out that I cannot have sugar alcohol for sure. I've tried it a million times because, you know, it's a low impact sugar. If you don't know anything about sugar alcohols, just look it up. I've done a video on it. I might do another. It's sugar that the body doesn't uptake, so diabetics can have it, so on and so forth. Erythritol, if you want to look it up. Erythritol, sorbitol, xylitol, it's everywhere. Once you open your mind up to sugar alcohols, you will see that they're everywhere. So the pea protein doesn't have any sugar in it. The other isoproteins generally have sucralose in them, and they just upset my stomach. So if you have that problem, keep in mind that you can do that. There were some chipped almonds there. Now these flavorings, go ahead and try those out, because what you're going to have to get used to is changing your idea of what tastes good. Eating when you're a food addict, like I was, a sugar addict, then when you have anything other than sugar, you are just not a happy camper. So through the process, you're going to learn that you can really doctor things up, and then they're never going to be the same, but you are going to eventually end up enjoying them. Trust me. There's some cocoa powder back there. There's some vanilla. Right there, I didn't get the names of these. I think there's maple that I put on my oatmeal. Like, keep in mind, oatmeal, that's something like if you have a Quaker instant oatmeal, it has a ton of sugar on it, get regular oatmeal, get maple flavoring, which has no sugar in it, and then add something that's less impact. If you can have sugar alcohol, you can add monk fruit sugar, or I put in coconut sugar because I can't handle sugar alcohol. Here's some dates. Dates are huge. I was showing you that a little bit ago. I make these cool little candy bars out of those. They're awesome. There's some Gen Pro protein drink back there if you want to look it up. There's PB2, which has added sugar. And it's not too bad. It's like a gram of added sugar. Tuna, always good when you get your protein. I actually switched to a vegetarian diet recently, so animal proteins and animal fats are not good for me because of my stomach ailments. So being a vegetarian squared that right away for me recently. Seeds, I can have vegetable fats, but animal fats don't agree with me, so seeds are huge for me. I add them to everything. TVP, this is good if you happen to be a vegetarian. It's called textured vegetable protein. It's soy, and it has a good amount of protein in it, because when you're a vegetarian, you really have to focus on keeping your protein up, because human beings, I am of the opinion that they do require some meat. They at least require protein from the meat, and there are a bunch of micro nutrients that you get from those meats that you're just not going to get. So I've recently added some things such as vegetable oils, olive oil, things like that, just to up my fat and up my protein, and kind of get something that I get from animals now that I'm not eating them anymore. I'm not a vegan, don't get me wrong. I would eat meat if I could, but I am vegetarian now due to my health issues. There's some dried peas there. I eat just a ton of dried vegetable snacks. You really kind of don't have to count them as long as you're not crazy. There's my oatmeal, quick oats, boom, very easy. I eat 2 ounces of them every morning. Brown rice, there's always a little bit of a question on whether you need to go back and forth to brown or white rice, and I've taken a look at both of them, and what it comes down to is not an issue of health or which one's better for you necessarily, in my opinion. One of them is a grain, the brown rice, because it has the hull on it. The other one is white because it does not have the hull and it's processed. So it depends on where you fall in your ideals when it comes into that. Do I want whole grains? Some people don't want grains. There's a cross-section of people out there that say do not get any grains because we don't want anything processed, So it's personal, but you got to work on it. This stuff here, isoprotein. Let's see if I can manage to get it turned around with the camera in my hand. High ISO 100 commercial birthday cake pebbles. Oh my god, it tastes good. 25 grams of protein, you can't beat it. But when I take this stuff, I don't, the same thing probably happens to everybody. My stomach just starts immediately grumbling. I lift, every day, and I still can't process this stuff. But when I go to the pea protein, I seem to be fine. I took some at 6 a.m. You see some Metamucil back there? Be careful with the Metamucil. So yeah, that is my cupboard. I hope this video helped you a little bit to kind of get an idea where I head when it comes to the way that I eat. For those of you that don't know, I say it all the time in all my videos. I've lost, since I got bladder cancer last year, I've lost, I'm going to say approximately 80 pounds. But more importantly, I've gotten just ultra healthy. Recently, I made that transition to being, I want to say ultra healthy. I'm on my way to ultra healthy. I got to the point where I lost all the weight. I'm like at 170. I lost all the weight I pretty much want to lose. I'm eating good. I'm getting quality food. I'm getting whole foods. And then it's like, well, what's the next logical step? Well, I'm really happy that I did not just lose weight, because I would have been, still pretty roly-poly. And in my position in life, my time in life, let's say, I want to push it to the limit, and I want to look really good. I want to see how far a 49-year-old man can go when it comes to building muscle, because you do lose a lot of that. So if you have any questions, just ask me in the comments. I normally check all my comments. I can tell you exactly what I eat. I'll go back to the fridge. I'll show you what I eat. If you want me to find something or research something, I'll check it out, because I get behind everybody. You can lose weight. I was a big, huge guy. And it's not that matters necessarily. I was still a loving guy and a happy guy, kind of. But it changes your life, man. You really should give it a shot.